talk about Jared Goff. So, the whole thing of going into the draft Thursday is that if Brad Holmes uh going to go BPA, best player available, or need, that's a huge talking point. Um, Especially on offensive tackle and edge, it's the two biggest needs of the team. I think you can say linebacker. You have some concerns about safeties. Only they know the health of they safeties, but then again, they haven't been really have good judgment of the trajectory of the injuries. Kirby Joseph and his knee, Pascal injuries. They've been very poor judges of injuries and all that type of stuff, right? So, I think for the most part, they can't afford to avoid needs. They can't afford to. They don't play with Jared Goff. They understand they have a limited quarterback. He must have a good offensive line. I think they understand it's a turnover for a new leaf. You don't want to, you build great depth across the offensive line. Let me say that first and foremost. You built a tremendous amount of depth across the offensive line. When you start talking about, just the Manu Giovanni, when you start talking about Miles Frazier able to play all positions inside, guard and center, both guards and center positions. When you start talking about, you got the tackle Larry Broom or whatever the dude name from the Miami Dolphins. So you got two guys that can play tackle. Manu Giovanni can play guard, play tackle. Larry can play tackle. As far as I know, you got the backup center from Houston who can play center, who can play guard. So they got a lot of versatility across the offensive line. Obviously, I talked about the rumor yesterday that Adam Schefter say Sewell will be the left tackle. So Sewell going to be a left tackle. The thing about the offensive line, you don't want to play Hollywood shuffle with the offensive line, right? 2-3 year window, you want to have it together. So you don't want to say, we're going to temporarily put Larry at right tackle this year or Giovanni at tackle this year and then see how. No, you want to make sure you lock it in. Even if they are tackle this year, you want to have an answer in your offensive line group because it's about camaraderie. And the reason this transit is the perfect time is because you have an offensive coordinator that believes in getting downhill. He believes in getting the ball and driving downhill. When you believe in getting the ball and ramming it down the defense's mouth, you know what I'm saying? That makes the offensive line unit, they build that camaraderie easier when they on the front foot running the football. When you got somebody that consistently can run the football, that's going to make them gel. So you don't want to continue to just be shuffling the offensive line. You want to get it together now. Regardless if these going to be your starters or it might be a couple surprises here, but this the type of group you want. You want Dysad Rookie. You want, Tate Ratliff, Mahogany, Cade Mays, Penny Sewell, Manu Giovanni. You want Larry B, whatever his name is. You want the kid Drew Scroggins from Houston. You want Miles Frazier. You want all these guys as a collective right now to grow. So you don't have to keep shuffling these guys in and out of lineups. They will have a really good starting offensive line and a really good backup offensive line. So I think with the combination of knowing that you need to get this unit together right now and you have a limited quarterback, I think it's best that they just go ahead, lock it down now. Now, with Sewell moving to left tackle, that do give you a little bit more room to possibly move down or wait to day 2 to get a tackle. But at the end of the day, you want to get a tackle that can play left and right. That is, you don't want the kid from Miami that might be a guard, that might be a tackle. Fuck that. You want a guy that can step in and play left tackle. If you can get a guy that can pass block, that can run block, that's an upgrade over Taylor Decker. So we can run left, we can run right now. It's going to get nasty. If the Lions can run left and right now, it's going to get super nasty because a lot of the things when they ran to the left side, Taylor Decker, wasn't a great run blocker. But now you in the scenario where Sewell on the left, and if you get a really good road grader or a good solid tackle on the right side, you got them two maulers on the inside, Tate and Mahogany, and Cade Mays is questionable at run blocking, but he got a really good lineup around him. They're going to be able to do some real damage. So they're not going to ignore the need of an offensive tackle because their quarterback is limited. He's a very limited quarterback. If the pocket ain't clean, He needs to step into his throw. Pocket mobility sucks. They already know that. So they know they got to get the best tackle possible. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, does this give him a little bit more wiggle room that, you know, Sewell going to the left side? Yes, it does. But also in addition to that little bit of wiggle room that he has, you want to get the best tackle prospect because you don't know what can happen. We might need him at left, you know, who knows? But as far as edge, they probably ignore edge again, to be real with you. I feel like if that Ruben Bang kid, he slide to the end of the first round or top of the second, I feel like you just got to take the capital and move up and get him. That's my opinion on it. If the Ruben Bang kid slide to the end of that first round, top of the second, I'm making a move to get him. I'm a trusted talent that I see on tape. You know, I remember they were saying, my boy brought it up, they were saying the same thing about Elvis Dumerville. I'm a trusted talent. These are the type of chances that you take, not off Josh Pascal being injury prone, not Anzarike being injury. These are the chances that you take. Like the chance they took on James Houston, he made a mistake. I think Florida had to go to Jackson State. He made a mistake. Every day we look at criminals that just ain't never been caught. He made a mistake. I don't get overblown by kids making mistakes. I made a bunch of mistakes that wasn't televised. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. But as long as he's willing to learn from his mistakes, absolutely. So that's my opinion on it. I think they will lock it down for Jared Goff. They have to. It's imperative that happens. But in general, but on the other side of the coin, edge, you know, they may not. I heard a kid from Clemson, TJ Parker, day 2. But if Bang starts to fall to the end of the first, I'm willing to move back up and get him. I seen the tape. I'm willing to put that on my team. You need that explosive. You need that guy who's throwing left tackles around. You need that guy on that side. You know, I know the Lions put a lot of premium on being able to stop the run. Fuck that. You got all them big motherfuckers across the line. Give me somebody that can bring some juice. That's my thing. They need somebody that brings some juice. Their philosophy on the other side of that end, they need somebody that can bring juice. And Ruben Bain is a bad motherfucker. He was the best defensive player all year. The tape don't lie. I'm a rock out. We've seen, you know, I'm gonna rock out with him. If he started to slide in that first round, or I feel like he get to the second, day 2, I'm making that call. I'm moving up to get him. But hey, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comments section. Peace.